Channel switched.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Summer Cup Group Stage 7th round, FRS versus klanm0r. We have the three-time champion featuring here and the reigning champion against a very exciting klanm0r lineup. We have today Dici, X-Rated Banksy, Invisible, and Kebby from the champion side, and against Davey, Skills, Vinja, Explode, and Dev, or Floppy, as you may know. And the maps are Duo Depot, and after that Pokem. Both teams have played some games already in the group, since we are in the phase 2. FRS has already played 2 games, I believe, and they have a 25-0 against Team Svico, because they have withdrawn from the competition. And klanm0r played 3 games, actually, where they are with 1 win against Error 404 and with 2 losses. But FRS is yet to play the E9 and the team TCFC, which are maybe the strongest games from their group. But this one is also a really nice game because we are looking at the tier 1 and the tier 2 team, and both of the teams have money experience with the game. And we have some unusual maps, I would say, because we haven't really seen these maps picked in the previous competitions in the playoff stage, so they were mostly played in the group stages. Okay, and on the first map, FRS is starting on the easier side. It's the Evo axis, and we must say that it's a really one-sided map. So in order to win some rounds in the Allied, it's really hard. You have to make some good coordinated pushes. So I would say on this map, if you are making three rounds in the Allied side, you might be already satisfied with it if you are playing against FRS, because they know how to play this map. They have all the theory, but we saw in the last competition when they played against Darkfall that they can be surprised on this map. And the klanm0r has a VCOD background, or they have also experienced UO players like Davey. So they also should have the theoretical knowledge to gain some rounds. But let's see if they can manage it and they can put the theory into practice. We are waiting for Tabby to ready up, and after that we are starting. So normally what we see is that there is the south side which is opened up, and it's a little different to VCOD. We have a new building, this UO building on the south building. They have a lot of names for it, and it has much more initiatives, and you have much more different kinds of routes, and you have much more different kinds of opportunities to open up the game. So allied teams like to push towards the south side, and I feel like that's what we are going to see. We have two players going to the south from klanm0r, and they are going, actually three, and one is on top of the buildings, between the buildings, trying to check for the south side that where is the German player pushing and where they are holding it. X-rated with the first kill of the game at the south building, and he gets retaken. Invisible kills. I believe Skills is playing his rifle, if I'm not mistaken. And we have a many rifle players actually in the klanm0r side. We have Explode, who's really handy with the sniper or the rifle. We have Floppy, and we have also Skills. And this is a close combat map, I would say, but you have some long distances, so you are able to make some good openings with the rifle if you know how to play. And Explode is in 1v4 situation, but he gets cleared out by Cabby. I played Cabby in a scrim just a couple days ago, and he played that time in the lower A area. I will follow him and let's see what he's doing right now with the whole full team setup, because that was only a mixed game. But he's a really patient guy. He knows what he's doing, he knows his angles, so it's not an easy task, because the Axis people have the advantage of the weapons too, not only the positions. Invisible sees a person between the houses. He's nading him with an Imperial nade, and it hits him just a little bit. Now they know Skill's position. He's with the Bran. He's trying to open up Invisible, but he fails it. Invisible is in this north side. He doesn't know that somebody's above him. And he gets tagged, but only on the leg. Oh, but it's a really beautiful, wobbly headshot that gets retaken, and all of a sudden it's a 1v4 situation. And it's Vinja who needs to clutch if they want to have some rounds. Yeah, in the beginning of the round, Davey was taken down with the MG, and he just said to the global that it's his weapon, because he's a well-known MG player. Vinja got into a fight. He finds one frag, but Reach and X-Rated was in a really good symbiosis, let's say that way, because they just baited him and they just finished up. I feel like there are two approaches for the allies to win some rounds. One is that you try to make some openings and you just wait. The other one is that you push into some areas. For example, one easy area to push into is the south building. This round it's not going to happen. We have some more ally player in the allied house, bottom and above too. I think they will try to peek, they'll try to do some openings, and after that push together, which is the second approach, which I like also really much. But Vinja fails to kill the A player, and now it's 4v5. And they know a lot of information. First Recon squad, where is the opponent? We have Cabby in the top A. He's going to meet a person, but oh, he gets shot down by Explode. It's 4v4. We have Invisible in the north. We have back B in this roof. X-Rated is holding the back of the south building. It's going to the gate. We have Banks at top A, taking over Cabby's spot. And we have DG on A bottom, which is a really normal setup. It's 4v3 after Skills is opening up with a rifle. He changed it. We had a really good long distance shot. And there are two people on bottom A actually, and I'm not sure if they are aware of. They are pushing together, and they made the opening. And now they know the position of Banksy and Invisible too, but it's a 2v2. And the 1v2 after Banks is helping out this teammate. And they know Davy's position, and he's making a lot of sounds too. They doesn't have any time, so he needed to plant, but it was just not possible. When Everest is close and they know how to play together, you are not allowed to plant. So the round started really well, and this was the classic example of this second approach that I was talking about, just make some openings, because after that the FRS or the Axis players need to reposition, and then you can make these openings. And if you push together, after that you have the man advantage. Any kind of trades will be much more in your favor, and this is the only way, I think, to make some rounds. Or at least in this 2021 meta, those fast pushes with those weapon disadvantage were not working so well. Vinja tried to push to A top, but he failed to make, and he fell down and dead. And it's a 4v3 situation. SKZ doing the north fights. He's trying to kill Invisible each and every round. He knows, but Exploded helped him. And it's only Skills alone in this north area, but they know his position. They will just close him down. Leech is still in A. He doesn't know if he's rotating back or not. X-Rated is holding another A entrance, and Cabby is top A. It's really easy to rotate to B, so that's why they are taking care of A, but they should know. And Dichi already came out of A because skills didn't make any sounds near. He didn't do anything. So Dichi had the feeling that he's at B, but SKZ was already faster.
Explosives planted.
Plan goes down, but after that immediately Kebi finishes him up. And these are like really nice examples how to manage this 1v3 situations, and also how to set up your defense in Axis and how to rotate when you lose a player. Because during all these rounds so far, we had 4 rounds and it's 4-0. Everest had the total control. Maybe the third round when klanm0r had the man advantage, maybe that was the hardest round for Everest to win yet. But they managed to do that too. We had some really nice Axis nades actually to the south position, because we have only one place to come out, and the south, and they now went to time the nade. And Floppy ate it, he is in half HP. Now there's nade kill to open up, and Floppy, the half HP, still manages to kill X-Rated, who is the south player of FRS. So now they need to switch the pace actually. And it's 5v3. They don't need to let the repositions because Banksy repositioned, and it's 4v2 now. But Banksy gets taken down. It's 4v1. Dichi is bottom A. They know where Dichi usually plays. They are near him, but at the same time they are at B. Plan should go down fast to make it impossible for Dichi. But as long as they don't plan,
Explosives planted.
I believe in the Ether.
Allies win.
But they planted just as they should do, and the Ether was not even able to pick up some exit frags. First rounds for klanm0r, and it's promising. If you can keep this pace or just keep it up a little bit more, then you can reach this 3-round mark, which is a good performance against FRS. But if they get the feeling how to win these rounds, they might be able to pick up 4 rounds, which is extremely good. In the meantime, Davey gets taken down, 5v4 for the champions. Ask is at switch to south position. He's trying to take out X-Rated, but X-Rated is not peeking anymore because he knew somebody was in the building, but at the same time UviGear had an MP44 and just take advantage of it. Dieter switched to top A, but he's already taken down, I believe, with the rifle tag to 0 HP. Explode knows he's there. 3v4 to FRS after Kebi making a kill, but UviGear is taking down Banksy. 3v3 with a minute left to play with. And SKZ is in the Axis spawn. And Invisible was not aware of the fact that he could be here already. So he will fake, or yes, he's faking it. Just like in the books. It's the ideal play. I don't know if he see the opponent. But he's going to plan because it's a 1v3 situation. Kebi is still top A.
Planted.
He knows that somebody is in the allied building or near, and he's taking down UviGear. He's making a good switch with this jump. Explode and Skills are not aware, but Skills is holding actually the right angle, and he saw him. So now they know, both of them have their rifles, but they also, at least SKs that have some MP44 for close combat, they know it's a fake. They're just not peeking him.
Allies win.
Oh, he did peek him, and he shot him down with a headshot. Second round, 2 rounds in a row, so it's a roll. If they can keep it up, and even if they don't win too many rounds, but if you have this close rounds as allied, then you have a really good mindset and the mentality and the confidence to go into the Axis side. And we have some smokes coming in. They are smoking this south building area between the houses, so they have some freedom. They have this 20 seconds of period to play with. X-Rated is making an aggressive play to push on the two south players, but he's only able to make a trade, which is actually favorable for the allies. And in the meantime, Banksy gets taken down, so it's 4v3. Dieter is 1 HP in A bottom. Cabby is A top with the full HP, and he knows that there are many different entrances to push in as a klanm0r. So he's taking it a little bit more secure or safety play, and he just dropped down to help out the teammate to have some more coordination. But at the meantime, they gave top A to klanm0r. They don't know it yet, so they are not pushing it yet. Oh, it's a miss shot. So we have two people from FRS on bottom A, and Invisible is fighting with the Nord guy. Cabby is taking down UviGear at the same time, and we have a fight over Nord here. This is an important fight actually, and Invisible is taking it a little bit more safety, and it's an intelligent play from him, because this next skill might be the decider for the round. Explode is slowly approaching him, and next skills at the same time from the other direction, so he's in a sandwich and they make the kill. Both of the players are on A, and skills just welcomed the Ichi. With 1 HP, he took him down easily. 1v3. Cabby is in top A, falling down to bottom A. I think he will try to pick up one frag at least, and after that, the 1v2 is manageable. But he has like 40 seconds left, and he's in a sandwich situation. He was attacked at the same time from two different directions, and not even Cabby is able to manage this situation. This is just a classic play, and now it's 3 rounds actually in a row, and now it's 4-3 to still to the reigning champions. But at the same time, the momentum is on klanm0r side, and they just got the feeling they were doing at this all of the 3 rounds same approach. They were heavy on south, but a little bit slower than usual. And that's why FRS in this round is doubling up the south building. Dieter is helping out X-Rated. We have the streamer cooperation here. At the same time, we have Banksy bottom A. We have North Invisible as usual. And Cabby is also bottom A, so they are giving... Oh, at the same time, Flop is opening up X-Rated, but they don't know that Dieter is also top of the south building. They will go up, and Dieter is waiting them patiently, but oh, it's a brand headshot. Now it's a full 3-person south control, and they are checking the both sides of the A, top A. The meantime, Skills in North. He is trying to take down Invisible, who will fall down, but he was stacked by a rifle and finished off by an MP44 by Skills. Cabby gets taken down in A, and it's 5v1. And klanm0r is under a roll. Now it's only Banksy.
Explosives planted.
He positioned himself to top A from bottom A. It's a good choice. He has the height advantage. He knows that somebody will be holding the back. Oh, actually he checked it, but he didn't really believe that somebody will be still here. And now they know his position. They're just closing him off from many different directions, and it was a nice round once again from klanm0r. Oh yeah, Floppy didn't die this round. This is his first surviving, so 3 points for him. But what klanm0r is doing really nicely in the beginning of the rounds is taking the total control of of South, and they are winning those fights in the beginning of the round. They can go to South position safely without any kind of crossfires. They know now the nades, so they just wait for them. They're gonna get the low HP, and after that they know somebody will be here. And now it's a little bit different approach from Dieter. Is not going to the building, and X-Rated was in the balcony. He peeked out and took down Floppy, so he won't survive this round, unfortunately for him. But fortunately for the reigning champions, it was a 5v4, but all of a sudden the skills are getting traded. And it's a 4v3 situation for the Axis side. Oh yeah, Don is here. Now it's already 4 rounds actually. But this round is not looking like it's going to go in the favor of klanm0r, but at the same time, it's 2v3, so it's totally manageable. They just need the next skill. Vindy had a nade. I think he tried to put it to top A, but it went to bottom A, and it was a perfect nade to these boxes where Banksy was chilling and waiting for the opponent, and he didn't even see it, and it's not possible to see between those. But Kebby takes down Davey when he tried to push bottom A, and now it's only Vinja. At the same time, Vinja is top A. Oh, Kebby is unfortunately taking down his teammate, and he doesn't win the fight. I think Vinja would have killed Invisible there at the MG area behind A, but it didn't help that Kebby took down his own teammate, and he was not even focusing after that on the opponent. He tried to escape, but that would have been the smart play, just to wait for the plant and check his after plant position. But he was too slow, or we can say that also that Vinja was really good and held the angle very nicely. The Eater went back to bottom A, and he opened up the round, so it's 5v3. Can we get some predictions from the chat? In the meanwhile, it's 4v4. Kebby got taken down, who was the top scorer for first weekend. But Invisible got traded on the north side. And Skills just enjoying this north positions most of the rounds. Always reaches B, either from south or north. He gets an MP, but he got taken down for that MP, so he didn't worth it. We have one person from Axis and the B side. One is in the north, and Explode is just holding a tight angle and waiting for a push. But FRS is just not going to push him. He's trying to hold a cheeky angle. He hears somebody's above him. He needs an opening, and because it's 1v3, he can't plant. He can try, but somebody's above him, so he won't even fake. And that's a wise choice.
Axis win.
And X-Rated was holding this exit. He tried to do the right play, actually going to B, which is a little bit more open, so it's not so easy to plant, but after plant it's much better to defend when you are in 1v2 or 1v3. But at the same time, FRS was just holding every important route to B, so it was not possible for him. Skills is actually at the water tower. One person is taken down through the smoke on the south area, and X-Rated is not noticed, but he's fighting this south building. He manages to get away with full HP in this fight, so it's 2v5, and FRS is back in the game definitely. But I guess it's no matter how many rounds now FRS wins, even if he wins this and the last round, it's 5-5, which is with their measurements, I don't think it's a satisfying axis side actually. Okay, we have Nex saying 25 to 15 to FRS. And Reben says 30-0, which is not going to happen anymore. But I like the positivity of supporting his teammates. 1v4 at the meantime. Only Skills left. Skills is going to reach his B position again. He was not noticed, but now he's shot. And now they know where he is, so all the FRS players are just shooting at him, and you just don't get away. It's like when a predator is holding tight his victim, let's say that way, and there were no any routes to go to, there was no positions to rotate to. Every angle was holded or held. In the meantime, 6 to 5. We have Vinja and Skills and the high frags on klanm0r, and also Kjabi and X-rated on the other side, but it's a more balanced performance so far from first Recon. But X-rated wins this fight, so he will not be able to pick up some more frags on this side. For V5, Skills just saw a person top A, he just sent the information to the teammates. He picked up the North guy and he's watching the peeker of top A. Top A tried to imperionate him, it didn't work out, and after that the re-peek was not possible because Skills was just holding that angle. It was a little bit of sloppy play from Kjabi there because they had a 4v3 situation when Axis had 3 people, and now it's a 4v1. Sometimes it's better to just not peek it. Of course, it's a really good outcome if you are able to pick up those frags. Our Skills with the really bad plant position actually is under this wagon, is under this train, because it's just not possible. It takes like 5 to 10 seconds to come out, and he got away with it. He didn't even plant at the end.
Allies win.
But he tried to be cheeky. Yeah, in a 4v1 you can afford to go there, but if it's a tight situation you are not able to go under. And also the other fact that you are able to defuse, I believe, from the outside, so it's not really worth to just trap yourself under the train. 6-6, which is a really beautiful round or side actually from klanm0r. Hatchery predicts that the first team to reach 25 rounds will win the match. I think that's it's a good call. I believe that is going to happen. I would bet with some money on that. I'm just afraid that it wouldn't pay too much. Linebax is searching for a 5v5. If somebody is willing to play, then help him out. And we have some minutes, or at least a couple of seconds, to just talk about this whole side. So FRS started with a 4-0, and it looked like a really clean Axis side, but klanm0r did what you need to do when you have some lost rounds in the beginning and you are on the harder side. Just try out different things, and after in the 5th round they just had a solution. They found something that if they push and win that south building, and after that they just cooperate well, then they are able to pick up some rounds, and they won 4 rounds in a row, and the last 4 rounds went 2-2, so it's a 6-6. Now we have a somewhat also basic setup from klanm0r, I believe. We have one person on the south side, the south building under the balcony, but Skills didn't go up to the balcony area, he didn't go inside the building. So he's trying to play it real safe. At the same time, Explode was back A building on the top, and he peeked and got taken down because Invisible and Dichi was just able to walk around. Nobody was checking that angle, checking that stairs. Now they are pushed to top A together. They have a good cooperation, but they didn't check. Actually, Invisible tried to check that corner, a cheeky corner, but he got taken down. And Dieter just takes back Vinja. Flop is holding the north. He was able to pick up one person, but quick frags. And it's 3v1. X-Rated and Dichi had two headers at the same time, and now they are planting B.
Explosives planted.
Skills is bottom A. He's trying to go from the north side. Maybe pick up one quick frag before he's even approaching the bomb, but they were holding north, and Banksy got an easy kill because Skills was not paying attention to the stairs. I have the feeling after the first round that the Axis side, klanm0r had a basic setup. They did not do bad positions, but the exact positions, they were at the good areas, but they were not holding the right angle. So first Recon squad just had a big map control from the beginning of the round, and they were able to convert it. At the same time now, in the north roof, one person's got taken down by a nade. There is a fight on the south side, there is a fight on north. South goes to klanm0r, but north goes to X-Rated and first Recon squad. So we have a 2v3 favor of Axis side. Skills is holding that north push to B. Now he's changed position, so he doesn't seize it anymore. At the same time, Vinja just sees one person in bottom A. He attacks him up quite heavily. And now he went back, played it safe, and his teammate Davey helped him out. So we have only X-Rated bottom of Allied side. X-Rated was actually in the north position, far pushed. He rotated back, so I think the opponent is not going to accept him on the south side of the map. And he tries to go without any kind of sound clues. Try to pick up one or two frags quickly. He makes some noise, but at the same time he smokes B. But I think Davey was able to hear him, and if their communication is good, and they should know that he's here. But X-Rated is going to flank Davey, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Maybe the wall was too thick, or Davey is not using just the UviGear headset. But he didn't hear X-Rated actually. Now the plant is down, 1v2. But it's manageable for X-Rated because he has a good position. He's rotating, he's checking. Now he got busted. But it's a 1v1. And he loses the fight, unfortunately for him. Vinja clutches it. And Vinja is just... I don't say like it's a one-man army, but he's a really huge factor why klanm0r is doing so well so far in this map.
Granate! Wir sind vollzählig! Los!
Yeah, klanm0r is going two persons to the south side of the map. They have one person on the north, it's Floppy, who's rotating a little bit back. That's not even Floppy. No, yeah, it's Floppy. And we have Davey at the tank, behind the tank. It's a really nice angle for both sides of the entrances. They are able to pick up some frags. Explodes was top A, or the north side of top A. He peeked and he picked up a frag. Now he's back at top A. He's checking top of the Allied house. He gets a lot of information because I don't believe somebody is there from the first Recon team. 2v5, 1v5 at the same time. and they have all the good positions now. They went into the south building actually, and they won the fight. They won the fight between the buildings, the Allied and the A building, and then after that, they just holding good angles, and FRS just went into their crosshairs. They didn't have to pull something extraordinary, but Gabi is patient in the Allied house and waited for India to push, which happened actually when we played this mix war against Gabi and the mix guys. Gabi played somewhat similar when he had a tough situation, a 1v3, 1v4. He just was just really patient, and he was able to pick up some really good exit frags. And if you are able to pick up, which is not happened this time, because Gabi got taken down, but if you are able to pick up just 1 or 2 frags, then you have much more free spaces to work with. It's not only important because you have, 5 opponents left, but it's also really important because you have much more space to work with as an allied. 5 person is able to shut down the whole area of this map, even if it's a big map. 3 is not entirely sure, even especially if they are not coordinating well and they are not communicating well, then that is workable. Somebody is already bottom A and Banks is making the kill. Dieter is planting and it's a 4v3, but the time is ticking and now it's working in favor of the allied side. Dieter has a cheeky angle, let's say that way. I'm not sure if I like it with a Bren, but I think he will be able to suppress some Axis players. All of the FRS players are bottom A, 1v3, now they know where is Floppy, so they will finish him up. Floppy should hear that somebody's pushing him from the side, but he doesn't. He didn't realize it, or he just didn't care. He tried to pick up the other person, but it's 3-0 according to the Alive soldiers, and it was a somewhat fast and easy round. Eight to 8. And it seems like the first Recon squad is also able to pick up good rounds, convincing rounds on the Allied side. We have a South player outside, checking the stairs. Now it's really good, because 3 players are coming from that direction, and they were able to make 2 frags, but because of a team kill, it's 3v3, and the Allied has the top A control. They have a lot of information. It's 2v3, 2v2, because the top A position is just too OP. But Explode takes it back. But at the same time, they have no idea where Cheb is. Now they spotted him. Explode is peeking him. I'm not entirely sure if he should or not. He should just take some good angles, just like he does. Ask is that was holding this angle at the same time, but Explode just took down Gabi faster than Skills even see him. First Recon squad is also likes to go as allies on the south side of the map. 3 people are going that way, and 2 soldiers are going for the allied house, 1 top, 1 bottom. They are pushing more from the stairs area, and Skills was not able to hold that angle because he was fighting, but he won the opening, and that's much more valuable. Shots got exchanged, and it's a 3v3 situation. Dieter is going from the south entrance from A. He's already bottom A, he's checking top A. He will see 1 opponent there, Explode, but Explode has no idea he's Dieter under him, and Dieter just converts the frag, and after that Davey takes him back. But now we have a sneaker. It's Gabi. He knows which side of the A building Davey is. He knows it's a nice angle. He founds and shots him in the feet. but not even defeat because they was just 1 HP. But Banksy has a Hungarian headshot on Davy, and it's a 1v2 in favor of the Allies. Good cooperation from the first Recon team and just brings it home. 9-9 rounds gets exchanged. In this space it's going to be 12-12, but still klanm0r is in the easier side of the map. So if they get the hang of it, just like they did on the Allied side, they will be able to pick up some more rounds. I still like the position of klanm0r that they are in because they are on the easier side. But if they are keep losing those rounds, then they're really good, exceptionally good. Allied side won't work. But this time Vinja makes the opening. We have some different kinds of pushes. They are between the buildings. They are trying to clear this Nord player. They will also imperionate him. Daniel failed. And now it's a position advantage and weapon advantage for Floppy, and that's why he converted the frag, and he actually does a double kill. Really nice job from Floppy. Who's starting to feeling it actually. Now he's at 7 frags, but he's just much better on this north side, in the Axis side, than he was on the Allied. We see again Allied building push. They are trying to go for a fast A, I believe. All of the players are going from that direction, but they had a really nice timed need actually. And Dieter is in 1 HP. They have the opening, so it's a 4v5, 4v4 now, and 4v3 in favor of Allies now. klanm0r had the opening, and they were just not able to convert it, but Dieter didn't know that his top of his helmet, top of his head was out, and he got a headshot. He got punished for that. That's map knowledge, because it's not the most commonly played map. There are some angles that you are not aware of, and Skills got exchanged. It's a 1v2, but they have a fight to end the round, and Skills was trying to shoot. I'm not sure if he's playing with a really low sensitivity or he just was not aware where the player is, but Floppy has all the sound clues that he needs, and he had the weapon advantage. I feel like that's why he won this fight. He had a really good headshot on Banksy, but Banksy made actually the first hit on him, the first tag. So it could have gone either way, but it's a round for klanm0r, and now it's 11-9. .4v5 because Dieter makes a rifle opening on Davy, and Invisible continues, finishes Vinja on the south side of A building. Now they are top of A, they are checking both sides of top A. They are making more and more kills, and it's a 5v1. North player is left. Floppy takes some Banksy on the north side, but they will plant A, and now it's a tough task to solve, and I don't see the solution because he gets Imperial, but Dieter tried to push him. He was a little bit greedy with an Imperial nade after tagging him, and he got punished, but X-Rated finished him off, and he's already at 18 kills. And in the other side there is Vinja with 23 kills and Skills with 21. So we have some really good performances from both sides, and it's a little bit surprising actually from klanm0r that they are so good so far, especially on that Allied side, but they are a tier 2 team, and it's just not a coincidence why. They have been building adjust their lineup, but they themselves as the players, and they just playing with more and more confidence each and every match, each and every cup. Now it's a 5 versus 4 for the Allied. So it's a little bit over aggressive from that klanm0r side, and now it's a 2v5. And it's a crucial round because
Allies win.
if first Recon is able to pick it up, and they are, then we have 11-11, and now they need both of the rounds this Axis side, because it still doesn't matter what will be the end result of this map. First Recon squad on Pau camp, which is the second map, is the heavy favor, so they just need all the rounds that they can pick up on this easier side to play with on Pau camp. But I wouldn't underestimate actually the klanm0r side, because they have just so good rifle players. On the other hand, it's an opening again for first Recon, and we know that if they have the opening, then they are really high likely to convert it to a round. It's 4v5. And the beater kills Davy again. That's a combination that we saw so many times, I think, this map.
Explosives planted.
They met a lot of times. But Vinja takes back Dieter, and Vinja makes a double kill, while Explode also taking down X-rated. 2v2 situation, it's after plant, so the time is in favor of first Recon. They have a good 40 or 30 seconds left. The fake is coming in, but Chabi takes down Vinja, and now it's only Explode.
Allies win.
He doesn't check the corner. You have to always check all these corners in depot. This is why it's so annoying to play these after plants. And it's 12-11 for the reigning champions, which means that they are not able to lose this map anymore. And they just got the groove. They won 3 rounds in a row, maybe even more. Now it was 3 rounds, yes. And now they are going in with a really big confidence into the last round. X-rated tried to put some fast aggression to the A side, but Floppy just denied it. They are making some good tags, and Vinja actually kills Dichi. Explode takes on Kiabi. This is a much better round for them. But quickly, first Recon kills 2, and maybe they will be able to win this round also. But it's a 2v3 still in favor of klanm0r, so it's a hard task to do 2v2. Explode has a beautiful position in top A. And they don't know that Invisible is already at the B side. Davey is able to deny a plant if they don't have a smoke. But Banksy has a smoke, Invisible has a smoke and a nade, and now it's a 1v2. If they make it happen, it was a 2 versus 5 situation. And now it's a 2 versus 1. And Banks is holding Davis' position, so he won't be able to move. Invi has a nade. Banks has a smoke, actually, which he is not likely to use. He has a sound clue. He had a sound clue, but he didn't realize where the opposition were. Now it's a race, but also it's a race with a nade. And Invisible knows where he's coming from. It's going to bake him, most probably. The smoke is not in favor of Davey. He can't just fake, because Invi just quickly bakes him. Tries to bake, but it's a fake. He got spotted. Davey needs to push because he doesn't have time. He picks up, but I'm not sure if he will be able to refuse. A lot of time went in to clear those two players. Now it's just a matter of seconds and we will know the answer. No, indeed he didn't have the time. And this is the reason why he didn't reach double digits at the end. So it's unfortunate for Davey for two different reasons. But it's a 13-11 actually to the reigning champions, and now it's only a matter of how likely they are able to convert those Pauken. This was back in the days one of their main map of first Recon squad, but since then so many changes has been done and so much time just passed, and this is not the exact lineup and not the same style of FRS that used to be, but still they are really strong on this map. Once again, I can just refer back to this Darkfall match from last cup. They didn't finish this map because that was a group stage map, but it could have gone either way, but most likely, if I remember correctly, it was going in favor of Darkfall, this one too. We had the same map combination for that map, actually like this one. And yeah, they showed us that time that they are beatable on this map, but if you want to beat them, you have to prepare really well, because we have just so many good players on their sides. We have, for example, Dieter going for the North, I believe, both on Axis and Allied, if I'm correct, and he's just a powerhouse there. On the other hand, this is more favor of a rifle player or a rifle team, and klanm0r is starting his map with Pauken on the easier side again, on the Axis side. So we will see. I believe, I never seen them play on this map before, but I believe one of their strong rifle players, either Skills or Explode, is going to go to this tower. They are not there yet, but it's Explode actually, yes. Dave is going for the mid house. We have at south boxes Vinja, who eats a nade. It was a really nice nade by Banksy after attack. And they are already behind and also top of mid house. Dieter is top, and he has Invisible helping him out in the garage position. Two people coming out of the alley, X-Rated and Chabi, and they are behind A. Flop is holding the north, but there are only too many people, and X-Rated finishes him off with the PPH. Explode farming on this tower position, but it's a 2v3, so it's totally workable for the first Recon squad. Skills is rotating the north and he's between the houses. He will be able to pick up somebody from the behind, and he does it. X-Rated was that. And they know the position of the last player. Actually, they tagged him. That is with 1 HP, and one tag with an MP44 was enough for Davey. And it's a better start for Davey and also the whole klanm0r squad. This is what they need. They need to win. And not only win, but win 14 rounds on this map. So this is a huge task, even if they won this round pretty much convincingly. They will have some hard times, I believe. And we will see some good rifle battles. We saw some good nades on the tower. We should have some sound clues behind mid house from both teams. But Davey is not on mid house actually this time. So 4 versus 4. Davey has some good information by the sounds only. And Banksy bashes Floppy. Davey is in a little bit sloppy position because he has just so many angles to get flanked from, but he manages to get away with it. X-Rated is pushing north area and behind A because it's a 3v3 situation and Explode took down Kebi. They just hesitant a little bit what to do, and I think that it's a bad thing to do in this map and in a lot of maps actually, to just be hesitant. Once you commit to one side, it's just so easy to rotate on this map. Also, it's a good example like Domeville. If you commit to B, you have to push it through, or you just have to rotate back, because people will rotate back. But now it seems like a free road for both of the players. They are both on the axis spawn. Actually, it is behind A or B, and he has a 1 HP, but he will be able to plant because there are no nades left from the klanm0r side.
Explosives planted.
After plant situation, they know he's inside, but Vinja is pushing with the rifle, and he was just not able to deal with 2 PPSH at the same time. Explode just dropped down from the tower. They must have heard it, so they know where he's coming from more likely. But they are smartly holding both angles. They are not giving him the option to rotate, and now X-Rated see him. But Explode is really strong with that rifle. He has HP, and the Invisible has a half HP, so it's a 1 tag. But I think Invisible is playing it smartly, and he's closing him off, and he will go with this. Oh, he sees him. He sees the plan, but he's not able to finish him off too quick. So it's 2-0. But Invisible had the frag. However, I think Explode was just really happy with this outcome. He doesn't really care about saving the weapon. It's more important to win those rounds. So it was a smart approach by Invisible, but he had a bad angle actually on that diffuser. Even if he would have noticed him a little bit sooner, he would be only pick up his either hand or his leg, and that's not enough to finish off a almost full HP. But it's a 2v5. It's a 1v5. They pushed Davy on the mid house, and they are going to plant A, and it's a good life for FRS because we have Floppy in his usual north position, and FRS should know that he plays this area, so they are just going to hold all the angles. Somebody's waiting him in the spawn area or near spawn, and now all the other FRS players are knowing where he is. Once he went his spawn tower, one of the spawn towers. But Kebi finishes him off. It was a fast push and with a lot of aggression from the FRS side, and they were just able to pick up one by one all the opponents, and it was a little bit lack of coordination or cooperations in these positions and communication also from the klanm0r side, because they were not even able to make some tags while they were taking down their teammates. Two people on the north, Skills and Floppy. Skills with an MP and peeks with this MP and gets taken down. Now there are two players. There were two players actually in the north, but Floppy just makes a double kill, and he's just so strong when you give him. It doesn't matter if he needs to lean right or left. He will finish you off with those rifles. 3v3. Invisible took care of mid house. He cleared it. He has the control. He's checking south boxes, but there's some fog. It's the end of the smoke, which clears off now, and he has a lot of information, the whereabouts of the opponent. He sees and finishes Davy. 2v3. They are not committing to bomb yet. They saw the pushers from both sides, but klanm0r just won both of the fights, and it's a 1v2. Now they are a little bit far away from each other, Floppy and UviGear, but because of the re-rotation, they are able to cover each other. So now it's a good approach again by Invisible to close one of the players on the side, because that way the other player is not able to help him, but he was not able to even tag the UviGear. Now he's trying from the other side, but he has just 15 seconds. One v one with 1 HP. And yeah, that was really important from UviGear after he killed his own teammate to finish off the round, because it's an important round. And I will say it after every round actually, that every round is important on the easier side, because if they have some convincing performance on this Axis side, then they have some good chances to win the whole map. Last map was 13-11 to the first Recon squad, and now we are at this 14-14 standing. So now it's even. We have some roof activation or activity from FRS with Dieter trying to pick up this back B player. But all the others are coming from behind mid or carriage area. Banksy picks up one frag. It was kills. Davey repositions himself after getting some tags on bottom A. But they should know Davy's position, because they have met him a couple of times now. They know if it's not mid, and it was probably bottom A. There was a fight with the pushing Floppy. They met on this north area, and now it's a north push. X-Rated is pushing to the German spawn. At the same time, somebody else pushed to back A, and we have one person. It's Dieter is next to the A building on the top of the roof. So they have just so much control. 5v3, 5v2 now. B plant is going down.
Explosives planted.
The Explode pushed the south side, but he was already tagged, and Gabby just finished him off. Now all eyes on Davy with 0 HP, with an MP in the car. He has one smoke to play around with, but the plant is down. He has maybe 30 seconds. So he tried to make an exit frag, but he didn't manage to get it. 3-2. Banksy feeling the groove. He's stopped fragging right now the FRS side with 7 kills. On the other hand, we have Explode and Floppy with 5 kills, but all the other teammates with only 1 kills, or frags I would say, because they have some team kills also. Skills is trying to change his position. He went for the main tower. He got some good information before he got shot dead. Dieter killed him from the roof, and now he's top middle. He was hurt by Davy in the middle house area, but there's just not too much to do with him. Oh, it was UviGear. He hears him, he tried to pick him, but Dieter was playing it smartly. But only until the moment Explode pushed that north side, and the Explode just not stopping with that car rifle. He tried to push even more, even further, and even deeper behind allies, but 2 players were waiting for him. And now they are switching to this roof position. Yabi went to the roof. We have X-Rated who came close to his teammates. We have one more person who's going Banksy to the roofs, and 3 versus 3. South boxes is stacking up the top mid. And Cabby heard him going into mid house. We have at the same time Floppy, who is still holding the north. There is no more opponent on that side, so it should help out because they got taken down. Vinja is in mid house, so there is maybe a free road to B. And they are at A. They know Floppy's position, usual position. They will plant A.
Explosives planted.
Floppy has an idea where the others are. Takes down one person. But the pistol was not enough to finish Cabby. Was a nice attempt, but it was not successful, and it's all of a sudden 3-3. FRS is playing it really patiently. They are going for the good positions. They know that if you go to the north, you will meet Floppy, and if you win that fight, you will be able to push that north side. They know that if you go to the roof, and they are going to the tower, then you might be able to pick up him. And that's why it's an Axis favored map, because those positions most of the time are in favor of the Axis side, but if you are able to make openings just like now, Cabby with the sniper finishes the tower player explode. Now you have the man advantage, and Davey got traded, so it's 4 versus 3, and now you can just push together, and trades are coming in, which is favor of the attacking the allied side. They are going to plant A, and after the plant position, there's 2 people. 2 soldiers who are left from the klanm0r. They are just in a tough position because they have checked so many angles, 2 versus 2 and 2 versus 1, but FRS was holding this A from 2 different angles. And Skills try to get closer to Cabby, but Dieter just hold his cross. So what I was trying to say is, if you have an opening in either side where you have some typical spots, even if this player is just a strong player, just like Flop in the north or Explode in the tower, it doesn't matter, because if you have some more initiatives, you have some more angles to play with. If you go for some surprising angle, you make the opening and you just push up that side of the map. If klanm0r is not rotating, and I believe they are not rotating well enough, then they are more than manageable rounds for the FRS. And now this time Explode didn't go up to the tower, he was back B, but Cabby once again with the opening. And now it's 4 versus 4. We have some fights, so it's 3 versus 3. But Invisible is able to pick up Davey in the mid house, and it was a 2v3. Vinja, so invisible, he backed him, but just help was fast there, and he just got flanked. Now they know where the last player is. It's Kills. It's at the track area. He got some nade. When he tries to go from that direction, he got spotted. They will just take all the positions. They will hold all the crosses. And that's what I'm talking about. Cabby just waited across, and it's an easy shot for an experienced player. Even if Cabby is not an experienced sniper rifle player, I would say, he picked up in the last couple of months, especially I think after Snurk announced that he's going to go a little bit in the behind because of personal matters. He was experiencing it, and in some of the maps, just like this POW camp, he's picking it up, and I saw him even top fragging, just like right now, 12-3, top fragging with that sniper. This is an exception. because klanm0r has the opening, but now it's 4 versus 3 in favor of Axis, and it's 5-3 on the standing, on the scoreboard. 4 versus 2 now. And klanm0r desperately needs all the rounds that they have, so they shouldn't just mess up this 4 versus 2. They can do solo plays, which I don't recommend, or they can just go a little bit closer together. In the meantime, Explode picks up Banksy. They can just take care of each other and, you know, just hold the angles so they are the last player, Tabby, is not able to get close to their teammates. And then it's an easy round win. But actually, Floppy went alone, and that's why he got taken down. Even if he had the initial
Axis
tag
win.
on Tabby, he was not able to finish it. And because he was doing a solo play, he made some opportunities for Tabby, but he was taken down. And in a 4 versus 1, you can obviously do that because your 3 of your teammates are still there to make it. But if you are just holding each other and taking care of each other, then it's a much cleaner win, and that's good for the confidence also. Five to 4. I feel like with Davey started to frag. Now it's a little bit easier, and less skills was picking up, making the opening once again. And this is a really crucial situation. They have the opening once again. They shouldn't lose North, but they do. X-Rated takes down Floppy, and if he kills Floppy, they know there's nobody else holding this North position. So X-Rated is actually already in the German spawn, but Explode was learned from the past experience that X-Rated likes to push B, so from back B he took down X-Rated. Skills is having a fight about Jabby or Banksy. He had the advantage, the height advantage, so Skills just needs to fall back, not care about that frag. He needs to care about those rounds and make the smarter play what he does. He's just holding an angle. I still don't like this position. It's the same position where he was busted, but I think he will get away with it. Now he's holding, but he's still peeking, and he will do it until he Dieter at the same time cleared A. He's faking it, waiting for some nades, but that nade is not powerful enough. The X-Float's hand was not powerful enough to put that nade into A, so he needs to work out between those matches.
Axis win.
But his fingers are powerful enough actually, because he's able to pick up that last frag. Oh, thanks for the advice from Steveno and also from Portis. I actually had a left blonde with me for some hydration. Jab is holding with the sniper the north, but at the meantime, Dieter from the roof, picking up, or not even the roof, the garage area, picking up Davy. And a beautiful nade onto Floppy. Now it's a 2-man advantage. Four versus 2. Dieter with the 3k. Can he make the ace? He sees and picks up. He was not able. He did a 4k actually. He tagged beautifully the fourth player, but Skills is able to take him down 1 versus 2. Jeb is going to plant B, and Banks is just holding a good angle. He will not be able to cross from the tower without noticing. Banksy has only a rifle
Explosives planted.
and the PPSH, so he doesn't really need much more. Plant went down. Skills is going to go from the German spawn, or at least he's rotating from the north side. But they will know this information because Banks is holding a good angle, that they is not going from there. So Kjabi is just holding the German spawn, if I see it well. Yes, and it was just a matter of seconds until Skills went into his crosshair, into his sniper, and it was an easy shot. 14 kills from Kjabi with that sniper, and it's a 6-5. It's a really impressive allied side, so to say, at least. I have the same feeling, just like I had with klanm0r, but in the end, they lost that map, and first Recon squad had an even more impressive allied side at the end than Depot. So we will see what can klanm0r do, but we have this last round on that side. I think they all feel the pressure. They all feel that they are already at 16 rounds, so it's a really good performance, but they have some chances and they have some initiatives with making the opening on this round. But it's a huge difference. If they lose 7-5 or they make it a draw 6-6, it's not a good end score, but according to these circumstances, I would say it's also not a bad one. And it's 2 versus 4, 1 versus 4 after the fight. They are just going so quickly. FRS tried to make a cooperative push at the same time, but they lost all the fights. Banksy after the kill rotating to the north side. Not a big rotation. They must suspect that he's there, and Floppy, as always, is holding the angle. Now with an MP44. He has a good position, he has all the experience, and Banksy just couldn't do anything. It was a good try, but just not enough against a player like Floppy on that north side. Nice job by klanm0r and all the bottom fragging players to pick up the pace and moving that from that one frag, because they really needed that, and they really needed all the rounds 6-6, just like the first map. Now it's a matter of converting this easier side for the reigning champions to win, or if we see a big surprise actually from the klanm0r, because they are more than promising with those rifles. They know what to do. So it will be interesting to see, and it will be also interesting to see the setup from FRS. First Recon squad is a little bit different, or is it the same? Are we seeing some basic setups? As I said before, I think Dieter will be on the north side of the map, I believe. Kjabi picked up the sniper, yes. Will be exciting to see what he's going to do. Most probably going to the tower or back B. He's going for the tower. The first fight what we are going to see, I believe, is the north between Floppy, Vinja, and also Dieter. Dieter is smoking it off. He's much closer than Floppy used to be, and he's trying to kill in a sneaky way the crossers from the smoke. He has a good 20 seconds to play around with, or 15, before the smoke clears off, but this is enough to pick up one flag. Actually, he didn't even pick up, it was a team kill, but after that he finishes a Floppy. This is just a typical Dieter play, just play with that smoke that the opponent threw, and you have the advantage because they are coming out of the smoke, so they will see you much later. 2 versus 4. And only skills left, but they know his position. Maxi tried to close him off. A little bit more aggressive approach than usual, and skills just punished it.
Axis win.
Jabi positions to near B and just finish the round. This is the experiences coming out in these situations, and the whole total approach to the game. You won't see, or you will rarely see, FRS just bottling this situation. So you need to make something in the beginning of the round, and you need to make these openings. Otherwise, they are not going to give you any free 1 versus 4s, 1 versus 3s. They will hold some crosses, they will hold angles, and they will help each other. Fight again on the north, but the smoke is once again out, and Dieter with a beautiful smoke shot, actually. There is a small alley where you can come from, and Dieter just heard somebody and just picked up from the smoke, and now he repositioned himself. Floppy is slowly approaching him, but he should know all the tips and tricks. But he was not able to deal with Dieter. And that's a double kill on the north side, and after that, life is good for first Recon. Even if Explode has a really good pickup on Banksy, and Banksy even says it was a nice shot. But it's again a north fight. Explode is a little bit more strategic and knows that he shouldn't even go into this fight because he had his teammate leaving, but skills pushing alone. This is the opposite what Explode did, and because he was left alone, he couldn't do anything. 2 convincing rounds from the reigning champions, and this is going now really into the favor of FRS if they are able to keep this up. Dieter shutting down this whole north area, doesn't matter how many people are trying to push him. Then it will be always like a 4 versus 5, 3 versus 4. And those are crucial. Different approach this time. Floppy trying to check Dieter behind this building. There's this thin line that you can see, but Dieter is just not peeking there. He exactly knows these positions, and this time actually Kjabi came to the south tower. He's with the sniper, so he will be able to help out also. Skills push the roof. But he doesn't know that you can jump into this roof, so he's in the alley. Yeah, Partisan Ace saying that it's really nice by klanm0r, actually, what they are doing. I'm a little bit sour about their performance so far in Allied side, but actually they are playing against FRS and they are playing against the reigning champions, so there is nothing to be ashamed of. And it's more than surprising how close they played on Depot, even if it's again a 3 versus 5, and they are most likely to lose this round because Kjabi is just farming again with that sniper. And Dieter is just always denying everything that happens near north. When he has an exit frag, even 2. One is a pistol, one is a PPSH. He has a sniper and a PPS. But he has no more life left, so again, 3 persons alive from this FR side, and they are just clean around. We have a back B player from FRS, we have a tower, we have a mid area. Exciting is holding mid house, there are 2 people around this garage and A, Invisible and Banksy. So if it opens up, a double kill, and Banksy has a third kill for his team. We have skills on top of mid house. He picks up one frag, but he gets retaken, and then we have Floppy under this north tower. He was up in the north tower, tried to peek again. Dieter, but Dieter is not holding those positions because he knows this back building angle. He knows also the top tower angle, so he's just more experienced than that. But at the end of the day, explode with a really good no scope jumping shot, and before that he picked up Dieter also. But I have the feeling from the comments and the global chat that they are just enjoying, both teams respecting each other, they have a good relationship, they have some good banters going on in the global chat. And we have some really high quality match actually. We had some good adjusting, I would say, to the teams. That's why it was changing. That's why it was, for example, in UAD put 4-0 first to FRS and then 4-4 all of a sudden. Explode doesn't have any time, so he needs to make a quick kill and after that a B plan. But he won't get it.
Axis win.
Actually doesn't even get a kill. Invisible kills him after he's been tagged with a Mosin. Ten to 6. 2 more rounds for FRS to win the whole map, or match, rather. And it's also possible that it's going to happen inside of these 2 rounds, but it's also 17 rounds from klanm0r, which is more than good performance against such a strong team like FRS. And FRS is just not like any other top teams that they are going with always with patience. They are not holding those positions. They are not over peaking if it's not needed. So you have to fight for every round, and to win and fight for 17 rounds, it's just impressive. 4 versus 4. But they are looking good on the north side this time, and they killed Dieter, so they are pushing heavily on the north side. They have to be fast, otherwise the sniper will look here. Or they are just rotating back, but they are not doing because they are occupied actually on the south boxes and the mid-house area. On the other hand, it's a little bit silence behind A, so they should start to rotate to B. Even if they have at south boxes Jabby with a sniper and is holding the B cross. He has no HP, he got spotted, he misses the shot, they are inside of B, they will plant it. Even if it's 3 versus 2 versus 2, the plant will go down at B.
Explosives planted.
Limax is still searching for 5 versus 5, so after match, just write him a PM. A double push from the first Recon, and it's like a textbook example how to do this 2 versus 2. When skills was separated from the person who was inside the plant, but at the same time it's a good clutch from skills. He knew that because of the replant or the diffusing smokes, he could just go behind the smoke, and he was lucky enough that he was not able to finish him off through the smoke, and he just killed the diffuser. He got actually the MP44 from him and just cleared the round. And FRS is yet to play DCFC, as I said, and E9 in this competition, maybe the biggest rivals in their group, in Group B. So actually every round is maybe crucial for the rest of the competition and the final standings of this group stage. Because if either E9 is able to surprise
Win.
FRS, meanwhile it's 11 rounds for first Recon squad, so they can't lose the game anymore. If E9 is able to surprise the first Recon squad and first Recon squad is able to beat DCFC, then we have 3 teams with the same points, and then it's the round difference which will decide who is the first out of those 3, because they all in this theoretical scenario beat each other. I believe DCFC FRS is already decided. Oh, they maybe the last round and he kills himself with a nade, and Dieter just with a double header, 2 versus 5. I hope Coxie makes some screenshots, or at least he's just checking the tab, because it's 4 versus 1 and maybe this is the last round of the competition, so Snark can make his statistics. I actually made my screenshot myself just to help him out. And now it's a 1 versus 3 skills. Can he make it? Can he keep his team alive? There is a fight between the sniper and the Mosin guy. It's in favor of the sniper person. He's holding the cross. I think he's repositioning himself behind B. So B is basically closed down. He can't come from the access spawn position. And the other side of the map actually is checked by the invisible. So it's like again a textbook example what you need to do in this situation. And now we have the winner. So yeah, congratulations to FRS, but also congratulations to klanm0r, because it was a really good game. It was a really good effort. They were able to pick up 18 rounds, which is insane. We had some predictions. We had 25 to 15, which is also a good result, but I think klanm0r was able to surprise us even more. Yeah, I think lessons learned. FRS is also beatable, but you will not beat them in 1v3s, you won't beat them with bad tactic, you won't beat them with bad cooperation or communication. And they are the champions, they have the heart of the champion. They had a pretty rough start on the easier side, but they were able to pick it up, and this is what it is. You are not going to get 3 rounds from that team. So it's a good lesson and a good learning also from klanm0r, and a good experience. They are here for those games, and this is a type of team that improving. If they are not improving their lineup, then they are improving like a players, and this is a game to improve from. Just watch back the stream or just watch back your demo, and I think you will be able to learn a lot from it. But for FRS, it's just the perfect match to prepare themselves to E9 and DCFC games. They have some close games, and these close games where you need to concentrate from the beginning to the end is just keeps you sharp, and a sharp FRS is still the favor of the whole tournament, not just any game. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the teams, the players. It was a really good match, and now write us a private message if you want to play a 5v5, because I'm going to go offline. Congratulations one more to the winning team, but also to Floppy and the klanm0r team. Good night.
Channel switched.
Allies win.